Okay, class, we're at the greenhouse. You're gonna meet here in front of the greenhouse. I'll have some chairs set up here in the front for you for the first class meeting, and then we'll be more familiar with the area and we'll move directly into lab each week. But I wanted to give you an orientation. This is the greenhouse, and so we call the middle bay, there's 3 bays here. We call the middle bay the color bay, we call this bay the tomato bay, and we call this bay the fish bay. I'm going to take you in there and show you what those areas look like, and then I'm going to show you some of the outside facility. Then you'll just know as we're talking about these things. Okay, your student ID cards will allow you to get into the greenhouse. We're a high security place, so come with me. I get my card out, I swipe, door opens. This is the color bay. Tables in the back for working. All of this will get filled with plants, poinsettias, flowers, etc. This is spray heads, and this is capillary mats, ebb and flood capillary mats. This is our system that runs baskets on a conveyor belt. It's our Cherry Creek system. The controller is here. So it's kind of like a ski lift that comes around. We just have a few baskets on now, but we'll have this loaded up in the future. This is the tomato bay. I have the door open right now. This is bag culture tomatoes, all in hydroponic bag culture setup. We do have cucumbers, which we may move this year, but cucumbers and peppers in here as well. Tanks for fertilizing are in the back. Okay, moving back through. Again, we're coming through the color bay. The access to the greenhouse is in the color bay. This is where we have our hydroponics area set up within the fish bay or the aquaculture bay. This is an aquaponics setup that needs to go back online. This is a NFT crop turn for lettuce. We call these the towers. We call this the kale towers. Typically we do herbs, veggies in those towers and kale in these towers. This is our raft system. That is our ebb and flood system. That has chard in it. And then the aquaculture class has these larger tanks and these other tanks. We ask students in horticulture not to touch the water for the aquaculture, the same way we ask aquaculture not to touch things they don't know about at horticulture. However, we are mostly all the same students, so keep an eye out for the other areas. All right, on to the next area. Okay, we're outside at the facility. First thing I want to show you, we have a large dumpster here. So if you're taking out the trash from within the facility, we have trash cans within the facility. The trash goes to the dumpster. If you're taking out the compost, which is soil and waste, the trash goes to our compost setup. We use the center bin. This is where fresh compost goes. We're going to be moving this compost over into here because this one is finished and ready to go. This one is not. So we don't want to use tractor to turn in here until we have those cells filled. So compost goes in this setup. Behind the compost, we call this the outside spray area. These are container plants, perennials, and shrubs. This is the pot and pot or the outside shrub area. These are container plants on drip. This, we call it the tent or the circus tent. This is important because a lot of our overflow storage is out there on this end mostly. And there's flaps on the other side that can roll up. Circus tent. All right, let's keep going on this tour. This is a storage area that locks. And so we have our soil potting machine and some horticulture supplies in there. We'll have that open on class nights. This area is the straw bale garden planters. And so this is strawberries, these are different trees and such. We will be working in this area this semester, but it's a fenced in area, often referred to as the organic garden or the straw bale garden area. We have planters here in front. These are the outdoor planters. We have a nice area to picnic under the hops trees. There's an arbor there. Behind here we have the mature apple trees. So if we're ever speaking of the mature apple trees, they're there. The whole front of the greenhouse has flower beds and towers. We'll be doing a lot of maintenance and upkeep and new plantings in this area. So if we're talking about the outside flower planters, it's these ones in front of the greenhouse. We recently put javelina protection up, and so these flowers inside are protected. Okay, outside planters again, and organic garden with straw bale planters. This is typically the classroom we use. We won't be using the classroom this semester. However, we'll have this door open. There is a singleton male and female restroom inside down the hall. That reminds me too, there's a drinking fountain in there, but it's not very functional. We'll have the main building, which I'll show you in a second, open with a drinking fountain, or bring your own water. Okay, in the distance here, the main campus, the main entrance is over there, so there's a parking lot, main entrance. The main campus, you probably won't be needing it too much this year, but there are larger bathrooms over there. There's some vending machines, and there's a computer commons and an area for students to hang out, which I'm not sure we'll be doing a lot of that this semester. We call this the research garden. It currently has a corn maze growing in there. We'll work on that. It's actually sorghum. So these are the tree lines, research tree lines. These are grapes here in the front, mini apple trees there in the back that the students grafted, and then we have pumpkins growing, and then we have corn growing here. So we'll be working in that area. All the water that sheds out of the greenhouse from aquaculture and horticulture goes out to the wetland ponds out there. There's a series of 3 ponds with different cleaning actions to purify that water, and then aquaculture utilizes those. Okay. This is the parking area. There's parking spots all the way around here. We prefer you don't park here due to accessibility issues and fire code, etc. Park here unless otherwise stated. This isn't the end of the world if you come over here to haul or unload something, but this is the approved parking area. Okay, over here at the campus there is a designated smoking area. Okay, main entrance to the campus. The mind cannot forget what the hands have learned. So true. Administrative folks here on the left, faculty offices, restrooms down on the left, vending on the right hand side, and the computer commons area on the right hand side. I think that's it for the most part for your tour. See you soon. And I hope that gives you a little heads up as to how we look out here.